happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
Uyosarity is my name. I am a friend of the microphone. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios. Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I'll be like, well, this TV station will go places. Voice of the People TV.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your #1 celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
On Edu Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
This is health.
Arrest defaulters in fake tax law. Allegedly, we understand there's a tax law that is different from what the legislators passed into law, and that it has been gazetted, but the president has reacted and the presidency has reacted and said, look, there is nothing like that. So we are going to talk about all of that on this show. PDP crisis moves to court again over sealing of party headquarters, and renewed duel in National Assembly as Akpabio drags Natasha to Supreme Court. Now let's bring in our guests. We are joined in the studio here in Lagos, who we are broadcasting from by Barrister Darlington Agbomo. Agbomo is a lawyer and political affairs analyst. Good evening, Mr. Agbomo, and thanks for being part of the show.
Mr. Koro.
Good to have you, sir. How have you been?
It's my pleasure being here.
Okay, beautiful. Thanks for coming, sir. Now let's get into it. We are back on the beat. The presidency has rejected claims that Nigeria's newly signed tax reform laws were altered after passage, insisting the laws follow due legislative process and will take effect on January 1, 2026. This comes amid allegations by lawmakers that the gazetted version differs from what the National Assembly approved, prompting the House of Representatives to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the discrepancies. Well, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, opposition parties and civil society groups have all called for the suspension of the law's implementation, pending a full probe. They argue that the alleged insertions of coercive powers and removal of accountability provisions amount to forgery, undermine constitutional governance, and erode public trust, especially as citizens are being asked to bear heavier tax burdens. Legal experts have also weighed in, warning that any post-passage alteration of legislation via official gazette is unconstitutional and invalid. They stress that the president can only assent to bills exactly as passed by the National Assembly, and if discrepancies are proven, the affected provisions should be struck down or the entire law nullified through legislative correction or court action. Barrister Darlington, Nigerians woke to the news that the tax law, bill to take effect from January 1, 2026, was altered, and some extraneous clauses smuggling. Well, let's treat this first as a lawyer, and let's get your view. Let's know the legal implications of it all. A National Assembly passes a law, sends to the president for his assent, and is assented to and gazetted, and boom, we see that there are alterations made on that particular law, because the moment it's been gazetted, what it means that it has taken full effect of the law. So give us the legal implications of the actions of the nation, the purported action, that was discovered by a member of House of Representatives from Sokoto State.
Mr. Okoro, whenever a law is gazetted by the federal government, that means it has become what? Authentic. The seal of the federal government has been placed on it. And that means that law must have been approved by the National Assembly before it is sent to the president for
his
assent and then gazetting. The responsibility of gazetting is on the executive, that is the president and his group. And so, when such a law is altered in any form or shape by anybody before gazetting or after gazetting, it becomes what? Invalid. It is null and void under the law. It is as simple as that. So whatever they are parading now, as long as it is the National Assembly member that discovered the discrepancy and raised the alarm, in fact, it gives cause to worry. Because if it is somebody outside the state, outside the state institution, we say, maybe this one is a rabble rouser.
Okay.
But some people went further to give us the particular passages that was altered. That is very big worry for anybody. How could you just on your own insert non-provided clauses in a document that is to guide you and me and every other Nigerian, Mr. Okoro? Do you know that these people, they don't even think of you when they are doing something seriously? They don't think of you. They just do things as if you don't matter. You don't care. Whoever did that thing, what was that person thinking? You mean he did not know that one day that thing will come up? Maybe when it now comes up, maybe after they have started the implementation, and maybe somebody now fall a victim. By the time you realize what you are, it becomes a matter of litigation. And when you get to court, they said it is a provisions of the law. Meanwhile, nobody provided for it. It was dubiously inserted in that law.
Okay, now Barrister, Nigerians are asking the question, where could that have been done, between the office of the clerk of the National Assembly and the presidential liaison officer? Between these two people, right? We had a lawyer on the morning show, Adeboye Adewale, the former presidential candidate of the So he tried to locate the problem either between the clerk of the house or the presidential liaison officer. And the question will be, does it look like the federal government, because the federal government has come out to say, look, this is not true, that they didn't smuggle anything into all of that. So where should we look at the problem now?
With the answer the federal government gave, I am beginning to think that it is from the executive. Because for somebody to raise such an alarm, all you needed to do, if you are concerned, if you are worried, all you needed to tell Nigerian people, look, we are going to investigate the issues raised. We'll find out who did it and all that.
No, now the House has set up a committee.
The House is different, but the executives are not doing anything at all.
No, they simply said it's not true.
Is that the solution to such a weighty issue? It's not true. It's not true. Is that a solution? Tell us that yes, you are going to investigate. You will find out what happened and who did it. If I thought something like that happened, is that not the way to go? You just dismiss it and say there's not. Can you just imagine? So people are raising false alarm or what?
But Barrister, beyond saying that it is not true, the presidency has also said that this is mere political noise by the opposition. That's what they should be telling us now.
I say, with the answers we are getting from the executive, they are the culprits here. They don't want to own up. They never knew that somebody would discover what they have done. And now that it has been discovered, shame will not allow them to admit it. That's the way it looks now. That's what I'm thinking now. Because if they are truly what they claim to be, this matter should have been thoroughly investigated before they even utter a word. Because the clauses and the paragraphs are out there. A newspaper brought it out this morning on their paper. The particular dubious clauses they brought into the document. So is that not enough to tell the federal government that, look, we need to watch this, who did this? They start investigation. Or outrightly expunge it and apologize to Nigerians. Whether spirit did it or human being, we are not interested. What we are interested in is remove it. Remove it.
Okay, now before we go and interrogate those clauses, beyond saying that it is mere political noise and that it is not true, the president's handlers have also said that, look, that there is nothing anybody can do about the tax reform bill because that it will effectively take effect on January 1, 2026. Okay. Is that how Nigerians, is that what they should be telling Nigerians at this moment?
They are very sure that Nigerians are conquered people. No longer have a right, seriously. They believe that Nigeria is a conquered territory for them. And so they can do whatever they like without caring about the people and all that. And they believe that our court may not even help matters. But I believe you, Mr. Okoro, there will be litigation on this matter. Just wait until January. There will be litigation. Even the court will feel embarrassed because an institution have taken over their powers. Yes, they are going to frown at it. Seriously. They will definitely frown at it. Anybody can go to court over this matter. Okay. And I'm very sure.
And you think that litigation will solve the problem? You think
but
that litigation
of course, by the time they shut it down,
okay, now who do you think will go to court? Nigerians, interested Nigerians?
Yes. Lawyers should do that.
We have also heard some people describe this as criminal and actionable. Well, a committee has been set up by the House of Representatives to look into this. Do you think that the committee will come up with anything meaningful, especially given the fact that the president's men say, look, it's not true and there's nothing anybody can do to stop the implementation of the tax bill, the tax laws?
Now that you don't have anybody to hold responsible here now. That is the worry. Nobody have come to own up and say, yes, I did it, or I did not do it. Or. And the federal government is not helping matters by fishing out the culprit here. So, the best anybody can do is to go to court against that those clauses. And they will definitely remove it. Okay. If they want that document.
But why the case is in court? Don't you think that implementation will go on, or are they going to get some kind of stay of execution?
The implementation must be put on hold. You can't act on such a dubious law. It's not possible. Something that's under litigation. You can't act on it. You wait until the matter is over. Yes, you must wait.
Okay, now, Barrister, let's talk about the clauses that were smuggled in. One of them is the fact that, look, the FIR has handed over itself the power of garnishing, garnishing concept, which means they can deduct a source from your account if they feel that you have underpaid or that you have evaded tax. What's your reaction to that?
My reaction
from the legal angle of legal perspective.
Yes, it is criminal for you to do that. You don't have such powers. Nobody can be given such power to do what? Mr. Okoro, don't you see what happens when somebody is owing somebody? Even the police cannot collect the money for you.
But I like that. Please, I'd like for you to explain the concept of garnishing so that our viewer at home will understand.
We have said this in the morning, but
no, but this is a different program.
Exactly. Now, whenever there is litigation in court, and at the end of the day, you, the complainant, win either a corporate entity or a government or an institution. The court will ask them to pay you money to compensate you. It is when you are dying and becoming recalcitrant that the court will now say, okay, there's no problem. They will garnish your account. That means they place order on hold. You cannot access that account until you pay that money.
Okay.
Simple. It is only the court that can give such order. No other person. And the bank, of course, must willingly comply. Or the matter will be taken over by the bank. That's the truth. That's how it works.
Okay.
And this has made government institutions to be careful most times. Whenever a matter is going into garnishee order, they will try quickly to resolve the matter because of the wider implication. So garnishee order is not something anybody can do. It's not something you treat with levity. A frivolous action you take. No. It must come from the court. And it must be obeyed. That's the truth.
Okay.
So when such a thing happens, it behoves on you now to find a way to, resolve the problem in favor of the person who won the case. Who won the case? It is always given when the person that is supposed to pay you have refused to pay you. Yes, have refused to pay you.
That okay, the bank will not issue the order. The court will not issue the order.
Exactly. On your account.
Okay.
To pay that money.
To recover that money.
Exactly. Simple and short.
Now, Barrister, in the light of that, how do you think that the Federal Inland Revenue of Nigeria will be able to collect monies, owed it by Nigerians who either don't pay tax or they evade tax or underpay? How best do you think?
If there is such an infraction, you go to court against that corporate entity or that personality.
Okay, and slug it out in court.
And that is it. That's what I'm saying here. There is no way somebody will not commit infraction when it comes to taxation. But you do what? You carry the person to court.
Okay.
And then tell the court the relevant sections of the law that was contravened.
So exactly the difference now is that FIRON on its own decided that, look, we don't need any court order to recover money from you if we know that you are owing tax or that you underpaid or you evaded tax and all of that. That's the difference. But so while growing up, we used to see taxmen, run after people and arrest them and all of that. All of a sudden, it stopped. But FIRON wants to bring it back, the power to arrest tax defaulters. What's your reaction to that? We're making progress.
In fact, we are going backwards. All over the world, such is never tolerated. You don't do this in this age and time. Mr. Okoro, there are many ways to make people comply with the tax law. Many ways is embedded there. You can deny that person government patronage. You can deny that person so many things, maybe import license, all those things. There are things you can do to such a corporate organization for them to comply. But for you to say you are going to use by force, you even miss one of the things they embedded there. They say you should pay 20% of the infractions you committed. Now, Mr. Okoro, if you don't have money to pay, what happens? That you should deposit an amount of money. If you now don't have that kind of money to deposit, what happens, Mr. Okoro? Do you know that there are some corporate organizations that paid millions, if not billions of naira in taxation? Are you aware?
Yes, I do.
Because of their income. Because of their income. When they look at the book, they say, you are worth so in taxation. Will you doubt it? Your book is saying so. And so, if you don't have it to pay, what happens? Because no matter how big a company is, the responsibility is as big as the company too. So, when you place such a demand on the company, what are you trying to do? You are taking laws into your hand. That is the simple truth here. You are taking laws into your hand. Power to arrest. To arrest. Now, the wider implication is that other state institutions will have said, okay, so
this is possible.
So if these people can get away with it, they will too. Why not? After all, we are NEPA. After all, we are this. After all, we are Water Corporation. You know, that's the implication. They will start doing things on their own without a reference to the court. That is the wider implication. And when that happens, there is anarchy. Anarchy is on the loose here. I don't know who is advising Tinubu seriously. I don't know.
He has a retinue of advisors, you know, ministers.
I don't know if they are truly advising or he doesn't take the advice. This is not how to be a book.
But the president is an accountant, so he should understand all of this. Yes.
Does this strike you like an accountant?
Of course, that's what we are told. He served in Mobile as a treasurer.
Has he balanced account for you before? That means you don't want that account to be balanced.
But I don't know what they're saying. Because when we talk about the president receiving advice, he was governor of Lagos State here, and he did a lot for his people.
Like
with
what?
The tax monies, you know, that he collected.
Like what? He was balancing account in Lagos, Abi?
Yes.
If he was balancing account with Alpha Beta, how come the thing ended up with EFCC? Or is that one a lie? The managing director of that company himself had to carry their file and say, please, EFCC, I am tired of committing fraud. Please, come on, you know?
So where did the case end?
At least he exposed it. But when his life was in danger, he ran away.
Okay.
He ran away from this country. So was there any account to balance?
Barrister, this particular bill that is causing this problem now was an executive bill. You know, it emanated from the president. The letters of the bill, the clause and all of that, he took it to the National Assembly and they debated on it. Do you think that this could have been an honest mistake, you know, that probably a copy of fee that they didn't intend to put out to the public or to the National Assembly found its way to the government printer and it became the one that was gazetted? Don't you think it could have been an honest mistake?
No, it wasn't, because the National Assembly, the National Assembly approved the authentic tax law.
Okay.
So why can't they gazette what was sent to them instead of altering it? Is there any need for them to take it to any press after that? The answer is no. If they are not dubious in their conduct, there would have been no need for all these things. I'm telling you.
All right, Barrister, talking about tax and budget, there is a news out there, you know, an online national newspaper, you know, put it out there, and they said that there's an allegation that the members of the National Assembly, the senators and members of House of Representatives received $50,000 and $30,000 respectively apiece, you know, for 109 senators, $50,000, and for the 360 members of the House of Representatives, $30,000. Onto what? Because before the president presented the budget yesterday, there were already rumblings in the House. The president had promised to release 850 billion naira for constituency projects, which are the points you reneged. I understand that most of the members of the National Assembly didn't receive this money. So they now plan to stage a protest, on the floor of the National Assembly to embarrass the president. Now, when the president got wind of it, now they got into works and all of that. And at the end of the day, they received messages of $50,000 and $30,000. I don't know if you have heard this information that is out there. It's an online newspaper that put it out, and there's quietude everywhere. Now, everywhere is calm, and the budget has been presented. Have you heard about that?
Mr. Okoro, I don't even need to hear about it. I know that that's what happens whenever a budget is presented.
Really?
But yes, it's like a normal thing in Nigeria.
It's a normal thing?
It's not a normal thing. Because of what? The content of those budgets.
Okay.
Why must I pay you? Why must I pay you for a responsibility that you are not supposed to carry out? Why must I not bribe you for you to agree to it if I am sincere? That budget, go and check. Mr. Okoro, in fact, as far as I'm concerned, that budget presented last week is the budget of cough and catarrh.
Barrister, I need for you to explain more.
Yes,
more
it is the budget of cough and catarrh, because cough and catarrh was very prominent in presentation of that budget. Or didn't you hear when catarrh and cough distracted attention and people were clapping and laughing and even making mockery of the president indirectly? Because for somebody who have a flu, you should show sympathy. But whenever the president cough and sneeze, they will start laughing and say, cough. Are you sympathizing with the man or are you mocking him? By the way, why couldn't Tinubu take care of the flu before coming to National Assembly?
He's human. He's human. He's human.
Yes, you are human, but it's ordinary flu now.
But Barrister, you needed to meet the budget timeline. The budget is coming very late.
Please, hold on, Mr. Okoro. Do you see this 2026 budget that they presented? There is no emergency there. Did you hear me?
Wow, how come
I'm coming. Just allow me. He who alleges must prove.
Okay.
Good. The 2025 budget is already 70% outstanding. 70%. And they are going to roll it over into 2026. Is that not true?
Okay.
Now, you need to finish the 70% outstanding in 2026 before you can now talk of 2026 budget. Is that not true?
Okay.
That means this civil budget, we may not be talking about it until 2027. Can't you see it? Is there any way they can fulfill that 70% by next year? The answer is capital no. Mr. Okoro, this government cannot finish 70% budgetary allocation next year. That means this 2026 budget will be in the cooler until 2027.
Okay, so there was no rush. There was no need for the rush.
Yes,
so you are saying that the president should have taken care of his
hold on, coming. Because these people, they think they are very clever.
Okay.
It is either this budget...
The National Assembly needs to go on recess.
Hold on. It's either this budget of cough and catarrh was deliberately presented in such a manner so that if Tinubu commits blunder in the floor of the National Assembly, say, the president is not feeling too well.
Have you been told that before?
I said that is their plan.
Okay.
That is because I didn't see why they rush or why they hurry. Tinubu had all the time to take care of himself. He can go to France or anywhere to cure because
how about the National Hospital in Abuja?
This particular cough and catarrh is a presidential cough and catarrh. It is a rare strain of cough and catarrh.
They will have an Asoro clinic, so why shouldn't
I said this is a rare strain. We don't have a doctor in Nigeria that can cure it. That's what I'm telling you. Did you hear what you said that the cough and catarrh does not even have respect to have attacked a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Did you hear it? So it's a rare strain of cough and catarrh that needs special attention. And Tinubu had all the resources, all the time to go to France or anywhere and take care of it. Because presidential cough and catarrh is very contagious and very infectious.
Okay.
It
Positive
can spread.
Or negative?
It can when something is contagious and infectious, is that not is it a good omen? Okay. It can spread in that National Assembly now.
Like it did spread in cash, like this allegation.
Yes, it can spread.
So that's why I said positive or negative.
Whichever way, this National Assembly, they are not even bothered. They didn't know. They didn't consider their head. They would have told the president, now that you are not feeling too, why not postpone this until you are taking care of yourself? No. They want to make mockery of him, and they were doing it big time, laughing and clapping whenever he cough and sneeze. Is that respect?
Barrister, still talking about the budget. Now, at a session, the president said sometime that the country met its revenue target by August. And at another time, Wale Edu said that, look, the budget is like 70% implemented. And the budget's performance percentage is 17%. 2025 budget. So what does that tell you?
It means that they are speaking from both sides of them. You know, when somebody is lying, he won't even remember the lie he told me yesterday. He will repeat the same lie today to cover up. Himself and his oga, his principal, they are speaking from in fact, they are speaking with three mouths. Three mouths for a particular issue.
Is that problem between the president and the Minister of Finance, or is it between the lack of interagency coordination between the Federal Minister of Finance and the Federal Minister of Budget and Planning?
Right.
Where do you think the problem is?
Right now, I don't think...
Because the president says one thing, the Minister of Finance says one thing, the Minister of Budget and Planning says another thing. In the same breath, talking about one particular budget, what does that tell you? Lack of interagency.
Yes, it tells you that these people are not coordinated. Simple. Everybody wants to claim credit where there is none. Like the president that was speaking, does he know anything about facts and figures? He should have communicated with the Minister of Finance. But apparently, he felt that he can say anything and do anything, and Nigerians will not even care. That's what he believed. He never knew that there are some people there who are watching and...
much of the work to be done by the Minister of Finance, Wale Edu, has been transferred to the Minister of State for Finance, Doris Anite Uzoka. Does it look like the minister is not fit for this job anymore? You know he fell sick.
I told you that they will soon call him to Aso Rock. And you know, whenever a minister is invited to Aso Rock, something will give.
I don't understand.
Remember Farouk now, the man at NNPC. Okay. So whenever you are invited, because of what you have done, know that your cup is filled up. That's the truth. Because how can you contradict the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Tinubu does not take prisoners when it comes to such matter. You don't try to outshine him and you will let it go. No, you pay for it. So I believe that very soon they will invite him to Aso Rock. Okay. And advise him to resign.
Okay, now, Barrister, let's round off on this topic. Going forward, as a wrap, what do you expect the Nigerian people to do, the civil society organization, with regard to these particular, extraneous clauses that we find in the new tax law? What do you expect the Nigerian people to do? Because government says, look, it must take effect from January 1, 2026. How is it going to court, or is it what measures do we take to ensure that?
It is for us to reject it.
How do we do that?
By
the way we are discussing it now.
Yes, by everybody flooding the court with the cases on this.
Atiku is talking, Obi is talking, others are talking.
Yes. Why would they pay attention?
Does it look like the government case?
Well, this time around they will, because
and if they don't. And if they don't? Because the president's handlers have said there is nothing anybody can do.
It means it
must come into effect.
It cannot be implemented. The companies, I mean, the very few they are, they may not pay the taxes because they are going to challenge it too.
Okay.
Yes, they are going to challenge. Anybody who pays that tax is not patriotic. We are talking of decent approach to governance. And the only way you can do that is for me and you to be the watchdog.
No, sir, do you think that any head is going to roll because of this error?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so, because this Oyedele, the way he's going about this tax matter, I am surprised that nobody have challenged him. But Mr. Okoro, I am challenging him now.
He's doing the president's work.
Sorry?
He's doing the president's work.
No, I don't think the president told him to do this type of work.
Okay.
Because when you are claiming that you went all over the world to search for a partner that have perfected this act of tax collection, and you ended up choosing France.
Coincidence, maybe?
No, he said that they were deliberate.
Okay.
That they even gave them what they wanted. That instead of coming for training there, they had to come there to sign MOU. I said, are you serious? So the tax law is so important. It's so important to Tinubu that he want to learn what other countries have done to perfect it, abi? Really? Oh, yeah, let me answer you. Let me ask you. Mr. Okoro, is it only taxation that is a problem in Nigeria? Please, why haven't Tinubu and this his man gone abroad to go and look at countries that have zero tolerance to corruption? Okay. How they have perfected it, Mr. Okoro? Is that not the bane of Nigeria? Why haven't Tinubu and his minister or whoever gone abroad to check for all these countries that have zero tolerance to what? Terrorism.
Yes, but they are collaborating with the United States of America.
Hold on.
Ribadu led a high-power delegation to the United States.
Yes, it's true. After what happened?
No, but they said we are working out intelligence sharing.
They are not. They are trying to slow the U.S. down. They are not. Look, if they actually mean what they are saying, they should have done the needful before the U.S. Donald Trump spoke. Okay. How come this is happening when Donald Trump threatened? How come? Okay, why have they not gone to other countries that have perfected governance and learned how to do it? These are issues bedeviling Nigeria.
Barrister, there's always a check-off point.
Is that what?
There's always a check-off point. Probably the tax law. Learning about the tax law.
Let them start from fighting corruption. Okay. So that the tax they are going to collect will be intact. Because if they don't do it, this tax law will go with the way of that 210 trillion naira that we are looking for in NNPC. Okay. That nobody have told us. Yes, if such an amount of money can disappear, Mr. Okoro,
210 trillion naira, there's a lot of money missing within the NNPC.
Yes, no, it is that one that is prominent now. As far as I'm concerned, if they can recover that money, we can even...
We're also looking for about $350 million Abacha loot and all. $350 million of Abacha loot, you know. But we're always looking for money in this country.
But what I'm saying, at least NNPC have accepted here that the money is not missing, it was misplaced. Okay. That was the last.
Can't find it. And they can't find
it. That's where my worry. So if somebody can give you such an answer for that kind of money, Mr. Okoro, that means Nigeria can disappear one day. Okay. Nigeria can disappear, and somebody will tell you that we don't even know where they are taking Nigeria.
No, but Barrister, we will not disappear because we don't fly over the Bermuda Triangle. I would like for us to get into our next topic.
But it happened. Bermuda Triangle happened, Abi?
Yes, it happened. There is a place called Bermuda.
Of course, I know, yeah.
Okay, now, Barrister, let's get into it. The Kabiru Turaki-led faction of the PDP has approached the Federal High Court in Abuja seeking an order compelling the Inspector General of Police and the Nigerian Police Force to unseal and vacate the party's national secretariat and offices nationwide. The faction argued that the police unlawfully sealed the Wadada Plaza headquarters in November after clashes with a rival faction aligned with FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, following plans by both groups to hold meetings at the same venue. Well, Turaki's camp maintains that the police action was carried out without a valid court order and disrupted the party's operations, prevented the newly elected National Working Committee from functioning. While the Wike-aligned faction rejects Turaki's emergence as chairman, citing earlier court restraints on the convention, the Turaki bloc insists the Ibadan Convention was lawful and is asking the court to restrain the police from further interference pending the determination of the suit. Barrister, PDP squabbles are not over. Turaki and co have gone to court, to mandate the police to unseal the Wadada Plaza of the PDP. Looks like this problem is unending. Where are we?
Where we are is that PDP may not feature any presidential candidate in 2027. That is where we are now. That is the way I'm looking at the weather. The political climate in PDP is not too good. If this rough fight continue into 2027, how can they feature a presidential candidate? How? Have you seen why PDP members are running to APC, where they claim is stable? Have you seen it?
Okay, so you don't blame the members of that?
Why will I blame them? Of course, it's not everybody that have the God for all these shenanigans. That's why they are living. The people that are still saying put now is either they are not going for second term, or they are their final term. So whatever happens, it doesn't concern them, or they don't have any political ambition either for governorship or whatever. That's the people that are there now. You cannot be there when your future is not certain. Uncertainty is playing out in PDP now. Who will sign your document if you want to contest? Which of the chairman? Which chairman? Is it Anyanwu or Turaki? You can see the problem. And those personalities are very vital in nomination and the contention of any political office in PDP. Very, very vital. So if the man who has no local standing now sign your paper, will he fly?
Someone will simply go to court.
That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
Now, Barrister, something interesting happened, you know. The new INEC chairman, Josh Omipito, called a meeting of both factions, you know, for reconciliation. Should that have been?
It shouldn't have been. If this man have not been embroiled in political activities, it shouldn't have been, because he will listen to what the court says. That's all. He will listen to the outcome of court decision.
Now, he's a senior advocate of Nigeria, and he understands perfectly well that the Supreme Court has said that, look, the internal crisis within a party should be resolved within the party, that the courts have no say in that. So don't you think he's acting in sync, you know, with the decision of the Supreme Court?
If he's acting in sync, then why should he now interfere? He should have allowed them to sort it out.
At the party level. It's an internal problem.
Then who invited him?
Maybe he chose to do that as the regulator.
Look, this man is not sincere. Because the Ibadan Convention, INEC did not supervise it, true or false.
Okay.
But the Ekiti election, INEC did what?
Barrister, I'm happy that you brought this up this angle, because they arrest the issue here with you. You said it didn't matter. So what has changed between then and now?
No, as at that time he did it. Did he tell you the reason why he did what he did?
No, but has he told us the reason now?
That's why I'm telling you that this man is not sincere.
Okay.
He's not sincere. I want to see what will pan out in that Ekiti gubernatorial election.
Okay.
I want to
see. You mean the PDP candidate wins?
Yes, I want to see what will pan out. Yes, I want to see. To tell you that will now, when you now realize the prank these people are playing with PDP, it's like recognizing the body, but rejecting the constituents of the body. I mean, is that not what it looks like here?
Yes, it's like double standards.
The body is PDP. You rejected him, Abi. But the component unit that make up the PDP, you are recognizing them. Please, how does that work in any sane environment? How? This man, this Amopota, I've told you people that he's not the Messiah. He's not the Messiah.
Yes, he's just about 3 months old.
Really?
Less than 3 months
old. Okay, he will need another 10 years.
No, I'm just saying,
perfect.
You know, so he needs to learn. He needs to understand the intrigue, the dynamics of elections and the politics of this country.
Really? So he need another tutorial for somebody with such a pedigree.
Now the man is saying, look, gentlemen, come, let's discuss. How do we revive this party? He so much loves this country that he doesn't want democracy to die. He wants to prop up the opposition.
Leave that thing. He's playing pranks.
Okay.
He's playing pranks. He knows what he's doing. Leave that thing. So that at the end of the day, they say he even tried to make peace.
And which is what he's doing now.
Are you serious? No, he knows what he's doing. If not...
Barrister, what do you think he's doing?
The person to reign in is Wike. But who will talk to Wike? Nobody. Nobody will talk to him.
Barrister, talking about Wike now, there's the federal government delegation led by Nuhu Ribadu, National Security Advisor, you know, in company of Dave Umahi and other senior government officials, paid a courtesy call on Sim Fubara in Rivers State today. What do you think? What does that mean? What does that portend for Wike?
He told you that Fubara is the new kid on the block now. I mean,
is that an indirect message to
of course,
the FCT minister?
Yes, of course. If you check.
But why would they do a visit? Federal government delegation on what? NSA? Has it to do with security or what? Or do you think that there's a problem in Rivers State?
No, which problem? Who is causing the problem? They are just telling Wike that, the body language and the message should be clear to him. For the federal government to be warming up to Fubara now, they are just telling you, they don't want to be very frontal about it to embarrass you. You should read the handwriting on the wall.
And give way.
Wike is losing out. Mr. Okoro, Wike is losing out because there cannot be two captains in a ship. It can never happen. Wike is losing out in Rivers State.
So who is the captain now? Fubara is the captain.
Fubara, of course, yeah, as the governor.
In which party?
Sorry?
In which party?
APC. APC.
APC Rivers State?
APC, that's where he appointed to.
Okay.
And so he
Who is
now
in control of Rivers APC? You and I went through this argument.
I said it is Fubara. Power have changed hands.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay, so you think that people like Tony Okocha will start aligning with Wike?
He have no choice, though.
And the speaker, Martin Zamewuda, will start aligning with Fubara?
He have no choice. All of them have no choice because Tinubu have taken a stand.
Barrister, you seem to underestimate the powers of Wike in Rivers.
I said whenever the federal government led by Tinubu want anything, Mr. Okoro, don't they get it? Tell me. Okay. Don't they get it? With all this romance between Fubara and the Abuja, is it for nothing? I mean, look at it yourself now. They have shown you that, yes, Wike is now their new member, their new, their favorite.
Fubara, you mean?
I mean, sorry, Fubara is now their new member, is their favorite and all that. So, if they don't like it, do you think they'll be warming up to you like this? Please tell me. Look at the high-powered delegation they sent to Fubara. Where was Wike? They even sought his opinion. Ordinarily, he would have followed them in that this Abi. Ordinarily, Wike would have been involved in going to that, but he was sidelined. Nobody called him. When Fubara declared for APC, he didn't
maybe the president sent him to do something better than that.
And when Fubara was talking, he said, if you want to enter APC, enter through the front door, don't enter through the back door. Who do you think he was referring to? Those who are in APC and they're in PDP.
Barrister, we are out of time. We have just one more topic to talk about, and it concerns the National Assembly. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has approached the Supreme Court over the legal dispute arising from the suspension of Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Well, this followed a Court of Appeal ruling that struck out the federal government's brief in the case, citing serious procedural and formatting violations that rendered the appeal incompetent. Akpabio has challenged the appellate court's decision, arguing that his right to a fair hearing was breached because he was not allowed to regularize the defective brief or seek leave to exceed page limits. His personal involvement in the case has drawn public scrutiny, with observers describing it as unusual for a sitting president and raising concerns about political influence. The case is further complicated by long-standing political tension between Akpabio and Akpoti-Uduaghan, who has been vocal, a vocal critic of Senate leadership. While Akpoti-Uduaghan's lawyers have dismissed the Supreme Court appeal as desperate, the matter has reignited public debate, blending legal questions with claims of political rivalry and power struggle. Barrister, we are back again. Akpabio and Natasha are back to debate. The Senate President has headed to Supreme Court to challenge the judgment of the appeal court. I thought the matter was settled. Why do you think that both parties are still fighting?
Akpabio didn't even know when the music have stopped playing, so that he will stop dancing. With this thing he's doing now, he's going to embarrass himself more, because the Supreme Court will validate what the appeal and the lower court said in their judgment. They said you, Akpabio, did not follow due process. You did not follow your own rules and regulations, which is written down in that suspension, and it's very clear. What else is the man running around for?
But Barrister, it's curious that the original suit that is challenging at the Supreme Court was not even filed by Akpabio, but by the federal government.
All of them will suffer the infamy now. They will suffer the embarrassment. Maybe that's why Akpabio ran to the Supreme Court, maybe to save his face. They are going to shut it down. And even the court should give award to that woman. They will pay her damages for what she has gone through. You don't do that. There is a law written. Why don't you follow it? That's my question here. Who told you to give her 6 months instead of 14 days? Did she commit murder? That is what the court looked at and said you are wrong. Is that what Akpabio wanted the Supreme Court to validate? That you committed infamy. You committed a contravention of your own law, your house rule. You contravened it, and they are not even apologetic. You want the court to validate it. No, it cannot happen.
Okay, but Barrister, if you were Akpabio's legal counsel, what would be your advice? I wanted to be a rap on the show.
I would tell him to save your face.
Okay.
No court will validate that you contravene your own rule, your own house rule. No court. No court will validate it. They are going to be very harsh on you if you continue to do what you are doing. Since the federal court have ruled and then the appeal court have ruled in favor of Natasha, why do you now think that the Supreme Court will not say, no, what they did is wrong? Is it possible, Mr. Okoro? Remember the issue here is what? Due process.
Okay.
Did you follow it? If you do not follow it, then what are you running about for? I mean, after the Supreme Court, you go to what? Which court? ECOWAS court, I mean? To embarrass yourself the more.
All right, then, this is where we have to drop anchor on political lens. I've been speaking with Barrister Darlington Agomo, a lawyer and political affairs analyst. Barrister Agomo, I must say a very big thank you to you. Thanks for your presence on political lens.
My pleasure.
I am Chukwuma Okoro. Now, on behalf of the backroom staff and talking about the technical director, the issues, technical director, bus manager, the sound engineer, and the ingest manager. Once again, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is issues with Nena and Ndimdu. So stay with us and don't go away. Bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning show. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Good evening, Africa. My name is Bomakore, actor, model, producer, and I'm giving a big shout out to VOP TV, man. Keep watching. Don't change the dial. Thank you, and God bless you.
My name is AY, and of course, I represent the voice of the people, and that's why I'm on VOP. AY say so.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Miriam Tima from the Real Housewives of Lagos and the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Africa. Shout out to VOP, the voice of the people. You already know. Stay tuned, keep watching. And don't forget, VOP is the best.
All right, hello, it's a brother shagging the man fine back with Melanie Poppy Black Skin Boy. Listen, if you're not watching VOP, I don't know what you're watching. Maybe you're watching your weight.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Wale Ojo, and you're watching VOP, Voice of the People.
Hi, guys. You already know who it is. This is New Energy. Flyers boy ever live. Keep watching VOP TV. Thank you.
Hi, people. Ginny Albano here. Guys, please keep watching Voice of the People.
We're here with the leadership of VOP Television Lagos. We do appreciate this opportunity to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to our viewers all over the world and admirers. Cheers.
It's a season of love, a season of joy, a season to celebrate you because you deserve it. From all of us at Voice of the People TV, we only want to wish you a very merry, happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year ahead.